welcome to Decode Australia. My name is Tamer.
My name is Yvonne.
Today is Thursday, the 27th of August 2020. We're going to be starting with the Aussie USD.
The Australian dollar inched higher against the US dollar on Thursday, increasing the price of the AUD USD pair to more than 0.7200 ahead of the release of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index news. The technical bias remained bullish because the price of the AUD USD printed a higher high in the recent upside move.
Now, the Aussie USD is currently trading around the 72.35 mark. Then the resistance levels you've got to keep a lookout for. We're starting with first, the resistance level is 72.74, which is the immediate horizontal resistance. It's a major one as well. The second resistance level is the upper trend line, and when you look at the chart, okay, that's at 72.96. And finally, the third resistance is a 74, a psychological number. Once it gets past this, who knows how far it'll go. Now, coming towards the lower side, the price will likely to find support at the following levels. You look at the chart, you'll find the first support at 71.67, which is the lower trend line support. Second support is a psychological number of 71 even. And the third support is at 70.37, which is the high of July the 15th. Now, the technical bias is expected to remain bullish as long as 69.43, which is a major horizontal support level, if it remains intact.
Now, the US Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index news. The University of Michigan is scheduled to release numbers concerning the US Consumer Sentiment Index on August 28, 2020. According to the Economist's forecast, the US Consumer Sentiment Index registered a reading of 72.8, bearing no change in July as compared to the 70.8 reading in the month before. The Consumer Sentiment Index reflects the likelihood of consumers' willingness to spend money. Generally speaking, a high reading is taken as bullish for the US dollar that suggests a bearish market for the AUD USD ahead, and vice versa.
That's right. In conclusion, given the micro and macroeconomic outlook for the AUD USD, buying this pair around these current levels may work well. Now, for the next we're going to be discussing is the USD Swiss.
The US dollar rose against the Swiss franc on Thursday, increasing the price of USD CHF to more than 0.9000 ahead of the release of Swiss GDP news. The technical bias remained bearish since the price of the USD CHF marked a lower low in the recent upside move.
Now, the US Swiss is currently trading around the 90.79 level. Now, the following resistance levels you need to watch out for is the 91.36, which is the confluence of a horizontal resistance level and the upper trend line. You can see in the chart. The next resistance level at resistance 2 is the 92 mark. And finally, the third resistance is the Fibonacci level, the 38.2 Fibonacci level at 92.16. Now, on the downside, the price will find the following support levels. At support 1 is the 90.50, which is the low of the August 5th, 2020. At support 2, you'll find that is 90.07, which is a horizontal support. And then finally, the psychological support of the 89 level. Now, a consistent downward move of this price shall drop the price even below the 89 price zone.
The Swiss Statistics Department is set to release the figures concerning Swiss GDP news later today. According to the consensus of economists, the Swiss GDP registered a reading of negative 8.6% this quarter as compared to negative 2.6% reading during the quarter before. The GDP reflects the health and economic activities of the country and is therefore considered an important economic indicator. Generally speaking, a high reading is seen positive for the Swiss franc, hence suggests a bearish market for the USD CHF and vice versa.
Okay, in conclusion, considering the overall price movement for the US Swiss over the short time frame, selling the pair may be a good idea. But as always, trade with your head, not with your heart, and apply strict money and risk management. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.
Bye bye. Good luck with your trading.